There are lots of monitor mount out there. Which do you think is right for you? Let me help you answer those questions by providing you of the things that you should keep in mind when buying it. So I'm gonna share you 7 things that I'm looking for a monitor mount. So number 1, it should be one-hand operation. It should be quick release. It should have a good build quality. It should be multi-angle, meaning you can tilt it and swivel it. It must have a safety features. It should be affordable or at least not overpriced. And of course, it should be versatile enough for any usage. So those are the 7 things that I'm looking for a monitor. So now we will review the top 10 monitors that I have with me so that you will have a better idea of what you should buy or what you should keep in mind. And of course, to help you have a more informed decision when you decided to buy one. Number 1 is a SmallRig 2059 ballhead monitor. Number 2, it's a SmallRig 2159 mini magic arm. UURig 2218 R058 Nato monitor bracket. Number 4, SmallRig 2904 swivel and tilt monitor mount with screw mount. Number 5, SmallRig 2905 swivel and tilt monitor mount with screw mount. Number 6, generic mini hot shoe with 1/4 screw. Number 7, generic 180-degree adjustable ball head. Number 8, NiceyRig monitor mount with Nato rail. And number 9, Feelworld monitor mount. Last but not the least, the biggest one or the largest one is the SmallRig 1938 EVF monitor mount. So number 1, for the SmallRig 2059 ballhead monitor mount with cold shoe and 1/4 thread. So this is the most common one. Almost everyone who's into video or even photography have a ballhead already, because this is the most basic and I think the oldest technology for the monitor mount. What I like about this is it is multi-angle. It can tilt, it can swivel. I think this is the most versatile when it comes to multi-angle because it can do anything in terms of angles. You have 2 options in mounting this monitor mount on top of your cameras or in light stand or tripod. What I don't like about this is, of course, you need 2 hands in order to change angle, meaning this is not a one-hand operation ball head. So you need your 2 hands to support your equipment while adjusting the knob for you to be able to change the angle. Meaning, if you are shooting run and gun, you need few seconds to stop and adjust it. Unless if it's in the tripod, of course, it's not a big deal. But if you're shooting handheld, and you're run and gunning, it's too much of a hassle to adjust the monitor mount from time to time. You might miss some golden moments when you do that. Since most of the ball head like this SmallRig uses a cold shoe technology to be able to mount it in a hot shoe. As we all know, this is not the safest mount. It's not recommended if you're moving around all the time or if you're doing a lot of sophisticated angles or different angles. I will only recommend this if you are in a tight budget and if your camera will just stay in a tripod and you will not move majority of the time. You can also use this in some accessories that doesn't need to be moved frequently. So you may use this to your audio system like wireless mic or wireless lab, video transmitter, or even light. So those are the gear that you don't need to change the angle from time to time. For the next one is the SmallRig 2159 mini magic arm. What I like about this, it's also affordable and it's very compact. It will fit in your pocket because it's like the size of it is like a 1/2 pencil or about 1/3 of a pencil. Secondly, it's multi-angle and multi-level. So as you can see, it has 2 ball head. Just like the ball head, the first one that I showed you, can also tilt and swivel and almost do any angles that you think of. On top of that, you can also change the level because this has 2 ball heads. But again, just like the ball head, you need your 2 hands in order to change the angle or the levels. This is not well suited for side mounting because it will tend to rotate. It will take some time because you need to screw it on your camera. You need to rotate your monitor and other gear for you to mount it on this magic arm. I really like this mini magic arm because it's very compact. I usually use this if I need to mount additional gear. This is the one that always saves me, because this is very versatile. So just use this for accessories that doesn't need to be adjusted all the time, just like the ball head. If you're looking for unconventional mounting, since this has 2 ball heads. Okay, so the number 3 is the UURig 2218 R058 Nato monitor bracket. So what I like about this monitor mount from UURig is, although this is not the most compact or the smallest, but you can fold this if you're just going to pack it in your bag or in your pocket. If you're going to insert in your pocket, you can just fold it. It has quick release because it has Nato clamp. That's also the reason why almost all of my camera cage or camera cages have Nato rail on top, because it's magic. You just slide any of your gear or accessory and remove it in a split second. It can only tilt, it doesn't swivel. So yeah, it's not multi-angle. It could be a drawback, but it could also be a good thing if you are the one who's operating the camera, or if your shooting style is the camera is always in front of you. Okay, and you're not using a bigger camera like Cinecam, you don't have requirements to at least swivel your monitor. This is good. Because sometimes if the monitor swivels, sometimes it's also annoying or irritating when it swivels, even if it's not intentional. I've experienced monitor that swivels if the screw becomes loose, sometimes very annoying. So it has screw type mount on the top, meaning you don't need to rotate your monitor. When mounting it here, you can just use this. Okay, and again, it also has locking mechanism. It's like an ARI locating pin so that your monitor will not swivel. I think this is secure, and what I like about this is since most of the monitor mount tends to lose, this one you can easily adjust it by just using this thumb screw to tighten the Nato clamp, as well as for adjusting the tilt. No? Some of the monitor mounts, in order for you to adjust the tilt, and you need an Allen wrench or Allen key to tighten the loosened part. No? But this one, you just need to rotate this, because the thumb screw controls the tightness of the tilt as well as the Nato bracket. So when I got this, actually I thought this was my least favorite because it doesn't swivel and it's very tall, and you need to adjust this for you to be able to adjust the tilt. But with my experience, I found out that some of the monitor mount that doesn't have this, you need an Allen wrench. Right now, this is my most favorite, or at least my top 2 monitor mount. Next is the SmallRig 2904 swivel and tilt monitor mount with screw mount. So again, the build quality is superb. It has a very nice finish and it looks premium, better than the generic that I'm going to show you later. It has a secured mounting. As you can see, you need to screw this on your cage. So this means this is very secure. You need to use an Allen to tighten the mount. I also like the screw type, okay, for mounting the monitor. And aside from that, as you can see, it has a ring. The ring has holes. So it means you can use your Allen key to tighten the monitor. So again, you don't need to rotate the monitor, unlike the ball head. And what I don't like about this, it loosens its tightness easily. When you adjust it for a few times, it's a must to always bring an Allen key or Allen wrench. I am recommending this monitor mount if you want a maximum security, since it's a screw type. Also, if your monitor mount stays on your camera all the time. Furthermore, if you don't mind bringing Allen key, then this is for you. So next is the SmallRig 2905 swivel and tilt monitor mount with hot shoe. This is almost the same with the other SmallRig 2904, but the difference is this uses a hot shoe. So again, the build quality is superb and it is also secured. It's a hot shoe, but again, this is not your ordinary hot shoe, because as you can see, the knob has holes just like the monitor mount, meaning you can use an Allen key to tighten it even more. Though this is very tight, there's a tendency that it will slide as the hours pass by, and you need an Allen key to tighten the tilt and swivel from time to time. I've actually experienced this every time that I need to adjust the tilting and the swivel tightness. It's really annoying, though you can operate it with your one hand. Next is, of course, if you have a tight budget, you might consider this generic mini hot shoe with 1/4 screw. It's compact, can tilt and swivel, and the monitor mount is screw type. Actually, I like this, no? Though the finish is not that good because it looks very rough. compared to SmallRig and UURig, NiceyRig, but it's decent enough and I think it can serve its purpose. The seventh one is the generic 180 adjustable ball head. What I like about this is very sturdy. As you can see, this is screw type. It doesn't swivel, so that's the problem. You're limited to the tilting motion, 180 degrees angle. If your camera is always in front of you, it's no problem. But if you're in a tight situation and you need multi-angle, you need to rotate the monitor, it's gonna be a problem. But actually, it's not. You will just need to loosen the thumb screw for you to be able to rotate the monitor. But again, it will cost you few seconds, no? You might lose a moment. And it's kinda irritating to do that frequently. So it's secured and sturdy. If you're not brand conscious, it's very rough, no? The finish is very rough. It looks old when I got it, but it's sturdy. Okay, so again, it's half the price or more than half the price of the SmallRig because this is only 700. Next is the NiceyRig monitor mount with Nato rail. I think this is the most complete among the 10 that I'm gonna share with you because number one, this is compact, very small as you can see compared to the first or the other monitor mount that I presented. It has a Nato rail system, so it's quick release. I can mount it easily in all my cameras. Okay, and it's also a screw type. Though the screw mount is not as good as the SmallRig or like the SmallRig. SmallRig that I have tend to loosen easily. This one is not, but you need an Allen if you somehow, after a few years of shooting, you will need to adjust it by an Allen. Yeah, so that's the downside of having this system. Next is the Feelworld monitor mount that you can get when you buy the monitor from them. So what I like about this, it can rotate and of course it stays in one anchor point unlike the other monitor mount. So it stays in one position. The anchor point is not below, it's in the middle. So that's the good thing that I like about this. And you can operate this by one hand because even if you tighten the knob, you can still rotate the monitor. You can change its angle. It has additional hot shoe on the side, so you can attach probably your wireless system or your mic. It serves as an additional mounting. I don't like it. It's bulky and it uses a hot shoe. So again, as I mentioned, hot shoe or cold shoe tends to slide. The last one is the SmallRig 1938 EVF monitor mount. This is the largest, but this is the most versatile in terms of mounting or in terms of multi-angle. Because you can change the tilt, the level, and the distance. And it's also good for cinema cameras. So that's why this is big. And most of the shoulder rigs doesn't have an offset like the one that I did in my previous video. So this is designed for that kind of system. Surprisingly, my most favorites are not the SmallRig, but the NiceyRig and the UURig. Though SmallRig has Nato system also, it's more expensive than the NiceyRig and UURig. It costs around 1,000 to 2,000 more. And besides, I'm contented with these two monitor mounts. What I like about these two monitor mounts is, of course, it's quick release, meaning it has a Nato system. You can slide your monitor mount easily in a split second and you can mount it and unmount it easily. Of course, it is one-hand operation, meaning you can adjust it, the tilt and the swivel using your one hand. This is good for run and gunning and even in all kinds of filmmaking. It's better to use your one hand, no? And your other hand doing other things, no? So while it is quick release, it is also secured and sturdy and doesn't lose easily. What works for me doesn't necessarily mean will work for you. I just presented the different features and of course my experience using the monitor mount or these monitor mounts because I want to help you guys to make a more informed decision when buying a monitor mount. Because in the past, I made a lot of mistakes. Okay, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And please comment down below if you have any suggestion kung ano yung gusto kong ituro. Please comment down below. Yun lang. Bye.